scored 17 of your 18 in the second half today. What was the difference with the last 20 minutes?
I just think early on they were like guarding me really close. They weren't helping off. And I don't think I was doing a good job coming off the ball screens in the first half, so making the adjustment to come off shoulder to hip because they were being very aggressive on our ball screens.
And Alyssa, with it being, a back and forth game for a lot of the first half, did the mindset change any in the second half, or did things just start working for you?
I feel like just the will to win, You sit back and think, like, we've worked this hard, came this far, just you want to win. So, you would just start playing better. Everybody starts playing collectively, and we all just want to come out with a win.
First half frustrated for you guys?
Well, we kind of know what to expect with West Virginia every time, but we came out and we weren't doing a couple things we knew that we could do. So, it is frustrating, but you can't let it take over the game. And we came out and we adjusted, and I feel like we played well.
Coach, what did you say to him at halftime?
Anything else for the girls?
Alyssa, you matched your career high, 30 points.
Again, yeah. Can't get over it.
31.
I don't know. I got to make a free throw.
Thanks, girls.
Thank you.
Take it away.
You got it.
Coach, what did you say to the team at halftime?
I use the same term that Jordan used, that our guards needed to do a better job. I thought that when we played them the last time, they pretty much went under every ball screen. They got really physical at the point of attack with us. They forced their way over the top a lot, and we were not closing the space and putting them in a situation where that post really had to help for longer. And so I thought when we did a better job in the second half, I still thought our guards could attack a little bit more, especially when they got clean off the screen. But a lot of it was, I think we allowed our missed free throws to affect everything else. Like you're struggling, you miss some shots, and then you go to the foul line where you have a chance to separate, and then you miss all those. And you could just see the collective sigh. And it wasn't one player. It was, kind of everybody stepped up and missed, theirs on their turn. And so I think any of those can kind of get you over the hump. You've missed shots. Now you make a couple foul shots and you get going. And so not that we were great offensively outside of that, but I think we would have had a little bit different, kind of attitude a little bit, had we made some of those and created a little bit of separation when we had opportunity to.
Thank you. 18 offensive rebounds for West Virginia. What happened there?
We didn't box out. It's that simple. Some of it, when you look at it, you have to look at the film, okay? Because sometimes, if Queen has to go help someone because they get beat off the dribble, then someone's got to box hers. And so you can't just say, okay, it was their post players. But our posts are pretty athletic. And I think a lot of times they can get away with not boxing out and getting the ball. But today they faced posts that were just as aggressive, went up and got offensive rebounds, whether it was Blessing or Morris or Martinez is really long and she comes from the perimeter. And, it's always, you think you can relax when you're defending someone. Martinez spends a lot of time on the perimeter. And so when we would turn and go to rebound, she would already be running past us, And so oftentimes posts that play on the perimeter don't rebound. And the hardest kid to box is the one sprinting in from the perimeter. So it was a little bit of everything. There were obviously a lot of offensive rebounds to be had. The amazing thing is, yes, they had 18 second chance points, but we still scored 12 more points in the paint than them. So it was kind of the one thing. It was either Madison Smith or it was offensive rebounds, kind of that was the, Achilles heel. And Madison still wasn't efficient at 6 for 19.
What was the difference for them, you think, that allowed them to keep in the game?
The physicality. They bothered us with their physicality. We went from a game against Kansas State where it was a very finesse-y game, and we could spread it out and touch gaps and kick to shooters, and we were making a lot of shots to, just kind of being uncomfortable. I would say that they do that. Texas does that. Oklahoma State does that a little bit, where they just make you uncomfortable. They really get into you. I thought they really sped Jamie up in the first half, and she was taking off-balance shots and shots that are kind of out of character for her. And so when you allow them to speed you up with kind of their ball pressure, and man, when we were setting pin downs and staggers and things like that, they were shoving us off those screens. Like, we didn't set them up and get them leaning one way to go off them, and then it was just hand-to-hand combat. Like, and that's in our scouting report. Like, when you play West Virginia, it's hand-to-hand combat. Like, if you're trying to get into a handoff, any kind of action like that, they're just super physical, and everybody knows that, because Mike Carey has done that, his whole career. They play hard, and they're not dirty. Like, they just play hard. They play really physical, and they make you uncomfortable.
Liz was talking about that will to win. What does it say about this team? Even when there's frustrating nights, you guys have won 9 of 10 and kind of gotten things up right on the right track.
Yeah, I mean, we talked to him at halftime about just being coachable. Like, don't tell me what you're seeing. Like, do it the way I tell you to do it. And if it doesn't work 3 times in a row, we'll adjust. But, like, give it a chance to work before you decide, like, you're seeing something else. Trust me. Like, trust me. Trust our staff. And I thought they did that. I thought they heard that message. And it wasn't like we didn't play hard in the first half, I mean, we just weren't putting the ball in the basket. And so, it was just an ugly game. I mean, it was ugly. And kudos to Jordan. I thought Jordan hit a couple shots in that third quarter that just kind of, I felt like, loosened our team up because we hadn't made a perimeter shot. And so that she was a big part of kind of settling us down offensively, and we attacked the rim better. And then, we were 12 for 14 from the foul line. We have been a good foul shooting team most of this year. And so, I think it was just a little bit of that, like Jordan stepping up, and then, everybody else kind of gets a little more comfortable.
Queen and Melissa still had like 13 and 9 in the first half. How crucial was that to not getting in a hole against them?
I mean, you certainly, if they stay out of foul trouble, and we have statistics when we get energized, Queen, we're just a better basketball team, So, and it doesn't all equate to baskets with her. It's defensive presence. It's rotating and blocking shots. It's, getting us extra possessions. It's all the little things, and a lot of times all the little things lead to scoring for her. When she works for it, and we got them moving around a little bit, then we got some easy passes, into her. She missed some easy ones tonight, and obviously struggled. I mean, Queen would have had 20 again against them if she'd just made her foul shots, But, what they do is with her and Liz on the floor, we have length. We have more of a defensive presence. Kate's the best passer of the group, but they were going to give her the 3, and. We believe in Kate's ability to shoot the 3, but statistically, if I'm playing us, I give it to her too. When you shoot 18% from the 3, everyone's going to analytically look at us in the same way we look at them. If 2 people are on one side and we've got a 2-on-1, we know who we've got to guard and who we have to play through, and so, I believe in her ability to make those shots, but she can be a difference maker for us, if she starts to make those.
Just keep shooting them, or at that point, how much do you adjust and say we need to start looking somewhere else?
I thought we took some bad 3s in the first half. They weren't all bad, but I thought we took some bad ones. I thought we took some quick ones, where we didn't explore, the defense and move it to second and third actions. And they're not an easy team to get the third actions against, because they load up and they deny. And so, we wanted to play in the tunnel as much as possible. And, we were just more patient. We took better 3s in the second half. And so, it has to be part of our, everyone loves it when we make them, but 4 for 17, when you look at the percentage of shots, we were right on. We were at 25% of our shots were 3s. And so, it wasn't like we're a team that, no matter what, is going to fire 50% of their shots from 3. So I thought, we did a better job of not rushing shots in the second half.
Nikki, they had cut it to 4 with the 3-pointer and then 3 free throws. Sarah hit that runner in the lane. How big big was that to kind of get y'all going again? Because I think y'all went on like a 13-2 run.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we had a 10-point lead, and then you hit a three, you give up a three. I'm still not sure that was a foul. I mean, I felt like Liz tipped that thing and kept running. So, but those are momentum plays for sure, and they tried to press us after the made free throw, which they tend to press a little bit after made free throws. And I just thought Sarah did a good job of not letting them slow her down as a result of just showing a press, even though all they were trying to do was slow us into offense. She just dribbled right past it and created separation in a hurry and, kind of showed her explosiveness. Like, I think we looked for the foul too much when we drove. We fell too much, because I just didn't think there was a lot of rim protection late in the game. Second half, like they were stretched out. When we would attack off step-ups or in those situations.
You said that for most of the game it was an ugly game. What was it that allowed you guys to explode in that fourth quarter for 29 points?
I think some of it was transition. Some of it was second actions. We didn't settle, and then we reattacked. We obviously scored a bunch of those points in the paint. And then when you start to stretch it out, Liz hits a three. I mean, we found ways to get Liz the ball. We got her on the low block and let her play. I mean, especially when Martinez, fouled out. Now they're playing a 5'10", 5'11" kid on her. And so we just did a better job, getting her touches on the paint, attacking the basket, straight line, not messing around too much, So there was kind of a simplicity about playing downhill. I mean, I just really thought we played downhill in the fourth quarter.
The game at y'all's place was a tough day for you because KKD's been down, but then also Baylor got a lot of easy baskets in that game. Was it did you self-scout on that and see, a lot of ways to take that away?
I mean, you're always going to look at what you didn't do well. And I thought for 3 quarters we did a good job defensively. And then, we kept getting in foul trouble and all that. And then we, the game, you're down 7, and then you start taking bad shots, and we start giving up layups, and that's how they made the big, the lead.
What was it that you guys did defensively, though, to
Played hard.
play so well in the third?
Played hard, help, got to the ball. We didn't do a good job boxing out. We've got to do a better job of that. But their 2 post players are really, really good. Really, really good.
Anything else?
Mike, how different is this team this year? I mean, obviously different coach. I mean, what do you see different? I mean, it's still a very talented Baylor team.
Yeah, I mean, they're the most talented team in the conference. I mean, bar none. I don't know if they'll win the conference, but they're the most talented team in the conference. I mean, they got probably 2 first-round draft choices on their team. Nobody else in the league has that.
Did their guards do anything different in the second half?
No, we got a little bit tired, and we didn't call out the picks, and they got downhill on us a little bit. For most part, first half and half the third quarter, we were keeping them in front of us instead of turning sideways. But, it just – I told them in there it's a shame. I mean, all we had to do is keep it close in the fourth quarter. Anything can happen in the fourth quarter. We get hot, they don't get hot, And I thought at times we were right there, but then we gave up some easy one and come down, took about 3 bad shots in a hurry and didn't hit any, which started a fast break for them. Because when we were getting stops, we were getting some layups on the other end. And we just had to get some stops and get it out and run. And we were getting good looks on the other end, and we quit doing that.
Looked like y'all had a lot of success with the running. I mean, y'all got out.
Yeah.
Had some easies yourself.
When we could block them out and got the ball to Madison Smith. And then, Madison, too, I mean, for a point guard, has a lot of heart. I think she had, 10 rebounds? I mean, for a little point guard, 5'5". I mean, she's a gutty little player.